All right. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Misfit Corner Scams. It's the artist known as Andrew speaking, and we are live streaming. It is Saturday night at 8 o'clock, my favorite time of the week, and I'm so happy to be here. Hopefully, the audio's coming through. Once YouTube catches up, we'll find out. All right. Excellent. It's coming through. So y'all should be able to start hearing me soon. But once again, because I probably have to restart. Hey everybody, welcome back to Misfit Corner Scams. This is the artist known as Andrew speaking, and we are live streaming. This is the Saturday show, the Saturday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time show. I hope everybody out there is having a fantastic weekend so far. Hadn't been too bad. I was at the store all day, and it was pretty busy. And got a little bit of stuff done in the store, and that's always a good thing. So I hope everybody's doing fantastic. I went ahead and sent the invite out to Todd and Avery, see if they're able to join. Otherwise, I'll just chit chat with y'all this evening. We'll see if anybody else rolls in. But very tired. This was actually a very long week. Did a lot of talking this week. I feel like I talked nonstop. I don't know if I talked about it last week, but last week I had some type of infection, probably some head cold stuff or something. But when I was talking, my jaw was hurting. And I'm not having an issue right this second, but I can feel it. I can feel it coming on. So if it gets to be too bad, I may, end the stream early. But how it goes. Oh, hey, Manuel's here. Manuel says, good evening, Saturday night. That's right. It's Saturday night. I got to tell you guys a funny thing. We were live streaming on Todd's channel last night. Clever Era is his channel. And it's mostly a comic talk channel, or at least the Friday night show is. But we were checking out some trailers. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but a lot of new trailers were recently released. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, the new Transformers, a whole bunch of stuff. And we were watching some of the trailers and commenting, and his stream got suspended. Like, holy crap, I've never had a stream suspended before. And I guess we were just showing way too many clips. I mean, that happens. But we had a good time. But hopefully somebody will be able to, Avery or Todd will be able to. Avery usually joins a little later, but I'm starting to feel it in the jaw. Just got done having dinner with the wife, and now I'm relaxing with you guys. So I hope everybody's doing good. Not a lot of activity at the store today. I know you guys don't care about that kind of stuff, but I did have one of my regulars come in with a whole bunch of kid-friendly DVDs. So we expanded our DVD section slightly. And then I had another regular come in with a whole bunch of Blu-rays. So I actually have a couple stacks over here. I may make a video for the Misfit Corner Comics channel, showcasing some of the videos that we got. But other than that, it was just a nice, steady evening. Manuel says, I still get emails from the scammers. I don't click on them. Just put them in the trash. Very good. Now, I think it's funny. I do get some emails, but I honestly don't read them all. I think my email goes ahead and just puts them in a junk folder, or so I rarely ever see them. But I know I get text messages, and I know my phone flags them as potential scam. So I rarely ever see them, but I know I get dozens and dozens of them. So it's okay. Whew. All right. The jaw is really starting to hurt now. I don't know why. Guess it's because I haven't been talking for a while, and now I'm talking nonstop. Well, I shared with you guys, if you got to see this morning's video, it was a hilarious video in which I'm not sure. It was the diabetic supply. Sorry, diabetic supply scammers. They call you and they tell you they're going to send you free diabetic supplies, and they want your information so they can bill for them. And from what I understand, you never ever get your supplies, so never ever ever give them any valid information. But oh, Manuel says I watched college football game LSU versus Georgia. Fantastic, and just finished eating dinner with his sister. Wonderful, wonderful. Hope you're feeling better, by the way. I know you said last time you were getting over the big old the big old C thing, but hope you're feeling much better. He says, yes, I watched this morning. It was good video, very funny. Excellent, excellent. But the whole thing was I asked him who they were calling for, and the guy said, well, I know who I'm calling for. I'm calling for you. I said, really? Well, what's my name? And he came back with a new name that I've never used before. Matter of fact, it was a lady's name, Tammy Hawkins. And I'm fairly certain that's going to be my twin sister. Somebody commented that when I'm in my Trevor Lawrence headband with the long blonde hair, that I'm my long lost twin sister. And I was thinking I need to come up with a name for her, something other than Andrina or whatever. But Tammy Hawkins might fit perfectly. Might be perfect. Hey, Rosemary's here. Rosemary says, hi, I'm here. Great to see you all. Fantastic. Glad you're here, Rosemary. Thanks a lot for coming in. Manuel says, I'm doing good. No more coronavirus, my good friend. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, a situation with that several months back where both my wife and her mother went to a family dining event for somebody's birthday, and the next day they started to feel a little under the weather, and then within a couple of days they both had the coronavirus, and I never got it, and they both tested positive for it. They both, took medicine and contacted their doctors, and the doctor said monitor your temperatures and let us know if it spikes and all this other good stuff. And a couple days later they were feeling better and everything was good. But it's like, I didn't go to that family event, I didn't get sick, and nobody else at the family event reported getting sick. So I have no idea what happened there. But I'm glad you're doing better, buddy. Glad you're doing better. Rosemary says hi to Manuel, and then Manuel says hi to Rosemary. And ah, my jaw's really getting there tonight. I haven't talked nonstop pretty much all day. I had a lot of conversations with people in the store, but sometimes, guys, I'm so sorry. I know it's only 8 o'clock, but man, I'm tired. My arms are tired too. I don't know why. I'm not sure exactly what I was doing today, but I did get several scam calls while I was at the store. Um, I got at least four of them that were just simple hangups. I get a lot of those nowadays, but the ones that I actually talked to a person. There was a cable provider scam, a couple of Medicare scams, and at least one funeral expense scam. So they are definitely out in force, guys. They're definitely out in force. So if you get these calls, you're pretty much going to keep on getting them. I had a really funny cable provider scam call. I think it was Friday. I'll have to double check when I made the recording, but it was just hilarious. And it's not long enough to make a video out of, so it'd be good for a short. But the message comes up and it starts off by saying, "This is Xfinity Comcast calling you," and then press whatever to talk to a person. And I did, and I start talking to the guy, and he says something to me where I go, "What's the name of your company?" And he's like, "Uh, I don't remember." And I'm just laughing my butt off. I said he couldn't even remember which company he was supposedly calling for. How bad is that? These guys are you guys know this. These guys are not very bright. They're not very smart, and they're always fun to screw around with. Oh, hey, Bill's here. Hey, Bill. Bill says, it is I. I am me. I am here. I have a mix of a couple of dozen or so mixed DVD movies. I'm not sure what to do with them. Maybe donate them to the Salvation Army store. You can do that. You can do that. I have a lot of regulars that come in, and a lot of people like upgrading from DVD to Blu-ray, and I have one guy that upgrades all the time. He's actually another guy that's in the process of doing 4K, so he's upgrading his Blu-rays to 4K, and they'll bring me in their duplicates or their extra ones, and yeah, I'll give them credit in the store. They can use it for whatever they like, and yeah, it always works out good. Manuel says, "You look tired, good friend Drew." Yeah, I am tired. Um, Rosemary says, "Good evening to all." Absolutely. Yeah, this was a long week in the fact that like the week before we had the break, we had the Thanksgiving break. This week was a full 5-day week. So, I mean, it's not a big deal, but man, the calls were coming in. I was getting 30 to 35 calls a day. And what's so crazy is the majority of them were the ones where you connect, the line connects, and then it just disconnects. There's nobody there. And I kept getting those one after another, after another, after another. And then somebody would answer and I'd have a conversation, and that was always fun. But I think I always count actual recordings, and I get probably 5 to 10 recordings a day. Some of the better ones get made into a video right away and post the next day, but others are I'll save them until there's like a reason to make them into a video, or if they're really short but they're good, I'll make them into a short. Of course, I got from Monday through Thursday, which is only 4 business days, like 14 or 15 Medicare calls in actual recording calls where I actually spoke to somebody. It's like, man, these guys do not stop. Whew. In a way, it's a good thing. In a way, it becomes very frustrating. So if you guys are out there and you get these calls, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They just call and they never stop. Manuel says, have scammers going around calling LUS Electric. Oh, okay. Say to the news and watch the news. Stay say to the news yesterday watching the news. Okay, yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with some of the funeral expense scammers. I've got a couple of recordings in which they start to tell me that we're calling you about this new low cost final expense insurance available in your state in Florida. And I'm like, oh, great. I said, hey, is this the one they talked about on the news last night? And some of them will say, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. And then others will say, yeah, yeah, this is the one they were talking about on the news. And then my next question is, yeah, the one that's a scam, right? Just to see what they say. And some of the responses I've got were pretty funny. I'm going to have to, I've got maybe 3 or 4 of those calls. I'll string them together and make them into a video. But I when I get on a tangent and try testing something out with some guys with some scammers, I like to, you know, pull them all together and make one video out of them. But these guys are hilarious. Hold on a second, see what's going on here. Bill says, we do have a used store that buys DVD movies. Could I get some cash for them? Possibly. Now, if they're like copies of movies, probably not. But if they're the original movies and the original cases, you definitely can. Now, I will tell you, most places that sell used DVDs, they sell them for dirt cheap. So you're not going to get a lot of money for them. It's just not the case. I sell them in my store $2 a piece or 3 for 5. And sometimes when I have sales like Black Friday weekend sales, I sell them for $1 a piece. So you're not going to get more than $1. In most cases, you're probably not going to get more than 50 cents a piece. So just be aware. You're not necessarily sitting on a gold mine by sitting on DVDs. So that's just the way it is. Manuel says, I watched the World Cup game, U.S. versus Netherlands. U.S. is out eliminated. Oh, no, I hadn't heard how that ended. That's too bad. But then again, it's soccer. Rosemary says, you do fantastic with the care. Thank you for all that you do. No problem. No problem. Johnny's here. Hey, Johnny says, got my fourth shot of Moderna. Felt a little dizzy an hour after. Was sleepy. Took a nap. Felt better. I'm not taking any more shots. Don't care if they say if we have the chicken barbecue rib virus. I understand that completely. I got my regular flu shot for the season. Um, I think last Monday is when I did that, or maybe it was Tuesday. But needless to say, for like the very next day, I was totally not did not feel well at all. And then by the next day, back to normal. So, but that's just the way it goes. That from what I understand, that's a normal reaction to the flu shot. Most people feel sick afterwards, but it's not like, gonna last forever. So, but it happens. Glenn's here. Hey, Glenn. It says, I just got an email saying that my Prime membership has been revoked. It didn't even say it was from Amazon. The joke is on them. I don't even have a Prime membership. That's fantastic. But be careful. Glenn, I'm telling you, I know people personally who have gotten taken by the Amazon emails. My father was one of them. My father never uses Amazon. He, probably wouldn't know anything about it. But my mother uses Amazon all the time. And on his email account, he received an email from Amazon saying that the card number that was on file didn't work. And he knew that my mom used Amazon all the time. He assumed it was valid, and he replied and updated his credit card information. And they took him for about $1,200. Luckily, the bank was able to stop everything and get his money back, but it's very easy to fall for those scams. So, oh, hey, Avery's here. Let me bring him in. What up, man? You're on mute. Avery. Avery. Hey.
Okay, now I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
It was some kind of serious lag. It did it in the studio too when I went into the studio behind there.
Really? Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm hearing your voice before your mouth moves.
Oh, really? So you're on a video delay right now then, for some reason.
Yeah, well it lagged recognizing my account and everything too when I went to StreamYards. So I don't know what.
Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here.
It's an issue.
Yeah, I got you. All right, let me catch up on the chat real quick, and then I got something I want to show you. Something I was rather excited about. Bill says, I only get texts in Spanish on my phone, so can't do anything about them, but block the numbers. Yep. My wife, she used to get so many scam text messages that she would block every number. And then one day she had given me her phone for some reason. I was checking it out, and I went and I looked to her block list. Her phone only allows you to block 100 numbers, and she had already maxed out how many numbers she could block.
Wow.
And I'm like, honey, it's no use. They're just going to use a different number each time. It's not worth blocking. The blocking thing on your phone is for if you get somebody like a stalker, that's constantly bothering you, or a relative that you don't want to talk to anymore, But for the scam texts and scam calls, it doesn't matter. They're going to use a different number every single time.
Yeah, because they're not even using that actual number anyway.
Yeah. So it doesn't really help. So Deb says, "Oh, hey Deb, how's it going?" He says, "You're so patient and kind. I rely on profanity and pot bagging." I have to admit to you guys, I did have a call the other night while I was out. I was picking up dinner, and it was one of the Medicare ones, and it was a young lady, and we went through all the steps, all the verifying everything, and then she transferred me to a supervisor who wanted to go through everything all over again. And usually I'm patient and I just do it, but I was frustrated. And you guys can see the cat. He's lurking behind me, and he really frustrated the hell out of me. And when I got back into my car, because I was actually picking up the dinner, taking it to my car, I'm telling him, I've already verified all this information. Now transfer me to a licensed agent. And he's like, well, I just need to verify your date of birth. I said, I've already verified that. Transfer me to an agent. And he refused to transfer me. And I started screaming at the top of my lungs, you mother, transfer me now, you piece of crap. And and he actually held on for the entire rant. And it was several seconds worth of ranting and yelling and screaming at him. And then he hung up on me. And when I played the audio back, I was so loud that the audio barely picked up what I was saying. But I was like, "Hey, mother!" And I was just yelling into the. Well, I was in my car at that point. I wasn't walking through the store or walking to the car. I was in the car, so I just started yelling at him. And I don't normally do that. I'm usually calm and cool and collective, but oh well. All right, let me catch back up on the chat real quick. Bill says not copies, originals. Yep, okay, that's cool. I was telling everybody about some DVDs that got traded in. He was saying he had a whole bunch of them, and he asked if you could make money selling those. I said, well, you can make a little bit of money. You're not going to make a lot of money, but if they're burn copies, nobody's going to take those. But if they're originals, yeah, you can trade them in. He says, I worked in a public library, and DVDs are a dying format. Well, that is true, but believe it or not, guys, I have people that come into the store regularly still looking for VHS tapes.
Yeah, no VHS has become a collector thing now.
Yes. So, I mean, DVDs, people still buy them, Blu-rays. And a lot of times when people come into a store like mine, where I have used movies like that, they know they're not going to spend an arm and a leg. And they may find something that they haven't seen in a long time, and they're going to pick it up for a couple of bucks. It doesn't matter what format it's in. You know, it doesn't matter whether it's DVD or Blu-ray. As long as they can watch it, they're cool with that.
So. Yeah, because it's getting harder as digital becomes more of a thing. It's harder to find some older stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, I recently sold a bunch of VHS tapes to somebody. They were, believe it or not, they were the Beethoven series, the kid movies about the dogs. I had like the first 4 or 5 movies on VHS, and they bought them because and sold them for 50 cents a piece. They were like, "Oh, these are great. My kids have a VCR in their playroom or whatever, and they can stick those into there and not worry about it." And to be honest with you, if one of the kids F's up the tape, they spent 50 cents on it.
Yeah.
You know?
There's a movie I like, Sword and the Sorcerer, and I had to track down a DVD release. There is no Blu-ray release. This is an old movie, it's the kind of movie you think, oh, that should be in the $5 bin. No, you're going to spend like $15 to $25 for a DVD of it because it's a cult classic, and it's not available. It's not in production DVD. They're not still pressing it.
Nope. Now they will bring stuff back, but they're very slow at that nowadays. They used to do it like all the time. They were recycling movies all the time. When COVID happened and there was the lockdown and people were staying home, they stopped producing as many of those DVDs and other formats. So, I mean, there's some movies that I know people who are out there looking for, and they don't care what format I can find it in. They want that movie.
Yeah.
So, but all right, Manuel says 3-1 against the U.S. Oh, that's sad. Bill says, well, $24 will buy me a Chinese buffet dinner and bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken. 24, that's getting away cheap. Yeah. Last time I went to KFC, it was $35 for a meal. But then again, I got the grilled chicken, which I absolutely adore. I love.
I hate KFC.
We like the grilled stuff, and they brought the grilled stuff back, by the way. So
KFC, seriously makes me have to. It's
well, I've never had that issue. I've never had that issue. So somebody up there hates you, man. That's
I like Popeyes, but I hate KFC.
I honestly can't remember the last time I ever had Popeyes. And there was literally a Popeyes across from where we used to live, and I never went there. So weird. I would go out of my way to go to a KFC. Yeah. Oh well.
Like something you would want on VHS to watch. Star Wars.
Oh yeah, the original. The unedited original.
Guess what? If on DVD and Blu-ray, there is no version of the original movies that we grew up watching. Yep. And I don't want to see the new stuff. I can tolerate the prequels.
Actually, you know what? I enjoy the prequels a lot more nowadays.
Well, they're pretty good in comparison.
Especially 2 and 3. 2 and 3 are actually really good.
And
I
the
enjoy them. There's so much about them that
what
there's more about them that I like than hate.
like
So,
the Clone Wars show
mhm,
fleshes out the prequels,
yeah,
but you should need 6 years of a TV show to flesh out three movies.
that
But
is true.
that's what it takes. And overall, Star Wars is not broke. Overall, even without Clone Wars, the prequels don't break Star Wars.
Yeah, yeah.
The new stuff, it's broken. It's completely and totally broken.
Well, we'll see if they can make something
It's
that makes it
unfixable.
stand out. Well, I don't know about that.
It's
There's always
unfixable because as long as the new trilogy is canon, it's broken forever.
well, we'll see what happens. All right, let me catch up on the chat real quick. Manuel says I got the flu shot every year, Drew, but I don't get sick. Well, good, good. He says, "Good evening to my friend. Happy Saturday. Thank you, thank you." Johnny says, "I got a letter saying my auto warranty is running out. They wanted me to give my account number, my personal info. Funny part is, I haven't owned a car since 2016. Yeah, I've proven the fact that when they call you to renew your warranty or because your warranty is expiring, they don't know anything about you. They don't know anything about your vehicle. They're lying to get in the door, and
Yeah.
it's just that's their business model." Is to convince you that you need them and that they're offering you something that you need. So
Mhm.
Bill says, Avery, late for the tea party. Yeah, well, I did. I'll be honest with you guys. Even though I started this live stream on time at 8 o'clock, I literally sent him the invite like 30 seconds before I started. He didn't even have time to get it before I'd already started the
Mhm.
live stream. So he's not
And
really late.
my computer wasn't booted up either, so and I had to boot it up. It messed up because of the way I hit the button, so then I had to reboot it again.
All right, hold on a quick second, guys. The big butt needs to get out. Let me open the
Big,
door for him.
big butt,
Yeah, that's my nickname for him is Big Butt.
big butt.
And I tell people the reason why he's got the name Big Butt is because he cannot walk into a room without knocking something over.
Oh, they do that on purpose.
Yeah, well, he's horrible at it. All right, Glenn's here. Glenn says, I've done IT support for 35 years since the Apple. They will never fool me. I mess with them just like you do. Fantastic. I encourage everybody to screw with them. Everybody. Especially when you know it's a scam. It's them trying to take advantage of you and lie to you. My new favorite ones are the we're calling from your cable provider. I don't have cable. My name is not on any account anywhere, period. But they
Hmm.
call me all the time. So I love screwing with them. Hey, Rosie's here. Hey, Rosie, how's it going? Says hello, everybody. Manuel, I'm so glad you're feeling better. Fantastic. Manuel says, I watched your video this morning. I see the big cat in your office. Yeah, that was him. I warned my wife before I started the stream that he was in my office and that I was going to Who is calling me? Oh, please don't tell me we're doing hold on.
We're doing a lot. We're doing it live.
Hello? Hello? Oh, they just hung up.
Oh, what a
Ah,
shame! What a shame!
it's 8:30 on a Saturday night. They normally don't call this late on Saturday night, but hey. Oh well. Well, so as I was saying, I warned her that he was in my office and I was shutting the door, and she was like, "All right, fine," because she knows if I have to, I will drop kick him. Out the, he's good. He went to the door. He sat there and he meowed at me to let me know that he wanted out, so I let him out. No big deal. But yeah, he's lucky I don't drop kick him. Glenn says car warranty. Tell them you have a 2009 Tata Intra truck. They are only MFG and sold in India. Oh, that's funny. That's a Tata Intra truck. Well, most of the car warranty scams calls are from the U.S. I don't think they're out of foreign countries, but they might be. Rosie says, Brenda Starr, I can't find a copy of the DVD at all. I've been looking for years. Still have our VHS copy though. Brenda Starr, that sounds familiar. I don't think I have a copy of it, but I think I've heard of it. So Hey, you never know. I'll keep an eye out for you. You never know what's going to come into the store. I got two of
Mhm,
my regulars brought me in boxes of DVDs and Blu-rays today,
mhm.
and the DVDs were a bunch of kids movies, good ones. I mean, Toy Story 1, 2, and 3, a bunch of SpongeBob movies, some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies, stuff that's fun, some Lego movies, so stuff that I know somebody will buy. And then the other guy brought in a whole box full of Blu-rays, and there's some good ones in there. I'll probably make a video about it later, but you never know what's going to come into the store. So Brenda Starr, I got to look into that one. Pez, hey Pez, how's it going? Says good evening to you all. It's sunny afternoon here in Oz. Fantastic. It's already tomorrow. Pez is living in the future right now. He's in Australia. Let's see. BJ's here. BJ Jerry says my mother $1,000 gone. Grr. Ooh, that's not good. Somebody took advantage and got her. Sorry, man.
Mm.
Gotta. It's please if you have elderly people in your family, make them aware of these scams, especially the telephone calls, because a lot of them don't realize they're scams. It's one of the reasons why I try to educate people with my videos, showing people what they're doing and what they're saying and what they're trying to convince you they're doing. And other times I'm just trying to screw with them and waste their time. But whenever they talk on the news about a new scam happening, I make sure I call my mom and my dad. I said, "Hey, be on the lookout for the scam. The right now in our area, there's a JEA scam, which is the Jacksonville Electric Authority, where they're calling people telling them you need to pay your bill right now or we're going to disconnect your services. And oh, by the way, you need to pay with a gift card from Target or Walmart." It's like
Oh my god.
what? And there are older citizens who will panic and think that's the only way they can do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're trying to tell people, hey, it's not real. It's a scam. I haven't gotten that call yet, but it's probably coming. Penny's here. Hey, Penny, how's it going? Says hello. Rosie says hello to Pez and Penny. Huge hugs from Scotland. It's 1:27 a.m. Rosie's, you gotta get a life. Says hope everyone's staying warm. We've got a weather warning of snow later this week. Apparently, oh boy, yeah. Today started in the 50s and ended in the mid 60s. So I'm in. I There's a reason I'm in beautiful sunny Florida. Even in the harshest winters, it's normally pretty nice outside.
It was in the upper 70s out
Oh yeah.
here, yeah.
All right. Pez says good day to Manuel and to Bill. Penny says, I love getting scam calls, now getting better at keeping them on the phone. Excellent. Excellent. The more time you waste of theirs, the less time they're spending scamming somebody else. That's another thing. Educate, entertain, and waste their time. I try to keep them on the phone as long as possible. I've had a lot of people comment on my videos saying your videos are too short, keep them on the phone longer. I try. I really do. I really do. You know, Manuel says, I have new movies. Netflix is called Wednesday from the Adams Family. Yeah, my wife watched that. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know if it's any good or not. What'd you think, Manuel? Did you like it? Rosie says hello to me and to Avery and everyone. Pez says good day to Rosie's. Rosie says hello to Pez.
Hello.
BJ's unhappy face. Sorry, my friend. Rosie says, "Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that, BJ. It's disgusting the way they target older ladies and gentlemen, and they know they're trusting." Yes, it is true. David's here. Hey, David. It says, "Hello, America. Welcome to the show." Rosie says it's negative degrees Celsius here right now. All right, you're gonna have to translate that to Fahrenheit because we're dumb here in the states. We wouldn't know what Celsius meant if
We're
you.
not dumb. We just use proper measurements.
Yeah, well, Bill said I had the worst interaction with a Norton Security. They added some add-ons to my account that I did not order. My subscription price doubled. Oh, their representatives are the worst, and they're based in India. Oh, really? Okay. I've never had the other than like sometimes with your cable provider, you'll get a free package either from Norton or one of those, McAfee or whatever. I don't think I've ever had anything beyond the stuff you get from free from your cable provider. So I have never paid. I don't think I've ever paid for it outright, but that sucks when they add on stuff you don't want.
Mm.
Yeah. Manuel says it's warmer weather today in 80. It's 81. Well, fantastic. That's nice, especially in December. There you go. That's that global warming stuff, man.
Oh,
In some places, it's a good thing. Oh well. David says hello, other friends from other countries. Well, welcome to the show. Oh, Betty's here. Hey, Betty says hi, Drew and chat. Look at that. I'm almost caught up on the chat. I'm cruising along. Manuel says I don't watch it. You're my good friend. Okay. And Rosie says it's 30 degrees Fahrenheit. Andrew. Okay. That's a little nippy, but probably feels nice in some instances. David says never auto renew from Norton. Oh, okay, gotcha. That's David's advice to everybody. Do not have your Norton set for auto renew. Don't let them take advantage of you. Rosie Sarah says apparently we have snow by Wednesday according to the news. Okay, you have to share pictures with us because the last time I came even close to seeing snow is when I visited Todd in New York in February, and there wasn't snow, there was gray slush. That's all that was there. So we didn't get to see any snow, just the nasty leftovers. And that was many, many years ago. Betty says hi to Rosie's. Glenn says, tell Amazon that you did order that iPhone and you want to make sure they're sending it to the correct address where your cousin lives. See, if with the Amazon ones, if you tell them, well, yeah, it's a valid charge, they immediately hang up. They don't screw with you because they know it's fake, it's a scam, so they just hang up on you. So you gotta tell them, well, I don't know what you're talking about. Tell me more. Give me more details, and try to drag it out and waste their time. But if you say, yeah, of course I ordered this. Where's it at? They immediately hang up on you. They know that they're onto it. Betty says hi to Manuel. Rosie says hi to Betty and sends her some secret codes. David says 11 degrees Fahrenheit in Wisconsin. Oh, well, you can keep that. You can keep that. I don't want it. Bill says yes. When you auto renew, they give you crap you don't want. Yep. Well, that is often the business model with some of those things. You got to be careful. Manuel says good evening to Betty. Penny says, why do scam calls hang up on me so quickly sometimes? If they feel like they know you're scamming them, they will hang up right away. If they even get a hint that you're on to them, they give up. They're not going to waste time because they deal with so many people that are on to them nowadays that as soon as they have that feeling like, oh, this guy knows knows the deal, they'll hang up. So Manuel says a whole bunch of little red meanie faces. Rosie says to David, oh my God, that's a negative 11 in Celsius. Betty says, yes, I do tell them to send it anyway, and they hang up. Yep. All right, so I was going to tell Avery this, and since he's here, this is great. I recently got an urge to work on some pieces of art. Also because I always say on my videos, this is the artist known as Andrew, and I've had people ask, like, you're an artist? What do you mean you're an artist? And I'm like, well, I've got a desire to maybe do some drawings and actually maybe put the videos in some of my scam videos so I can kind of prove to everybody I know how to draw. I do. Well, today in the store, I was pulling out some supplies, some watercolor paper and some stuff to prepare to do some art. And I found like a bunch of books that are fantastic pieces of inspiration. And I wanted to share two of the books that I found with Avery because he knows exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about inspiration. But these are awesome books, and these are my own personal books. Now, granted, they were in the store, but they're not for sale because they're mine, and I'll probably use them as inspiration. But the first one is The Art of Usagi Yojimbo.
Hmm.
Fantastic, fantastic illustrations all throughout this book. Black and white sketches, full color, watercolor stuff. Just some stuff that just, you know, just this guy
Yeah.
is a master storyteller and a heavy inspiration for some of my stuff. So I'm like thrilled I found this book. This was actually in a box, like buried deep underneath a whole bunch of other crap. And I was like, oh, I'm so happy I found this and pulled it out. And the other one, I'm not sure if you've ever seen this one before, or I know you're probably familiar with it, but are you familiar with Black Sad?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Fantastic art. And I know it's not furry stuff, but
Anthro.
it's anthro and it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous stuff.
Furries are a new
Well, yeah,
phenomenon
yeah.
that have ruined everything that was ever anthropomorphic.
Well, both Black Sad and Yosagi Yojimbo have been around for a long, long
I
time
know, but
to where, yeah.
furries have sort of taken over the identity of everything that's like that. People now just assume.
Just so you guys know, the book that I do, that my son helps me write and that I draw is called Hero. And it's not a furry book, but it's got anamorphic characters. The whole thing is anamorphic characters. And I'm just in the mood to start drawing again. I just need to, I
Good.
don't know how long it's going to last, but I need to. I need to put pencil to paper and I used to tell the guys, it says there's desire and ability. You got to have the desire and you got to have the ability, but when you have the desire and no ability, or ability and no desire, you're never going to get anything done. And I'm kind of leveling out a little bit,
Well,
you
you
know.
can, because I've done it. It's just it sucks.
Yeah, oh yeah. And
Like when you're doing something just for a paycheck
yes.
and you don't want to draw it, so you
And
start taking every cheat you can to get it done on time.
in the end it's very unsatisfying.
Very.
Yeah.
That's the reason I don't do it anymore.
I understand.
That's the reason I'm trying so hard to do books and stuff with Todd with adult fantasy, and to work with the writer I want to work with to do my own comic, because we want to get that off the ground,
Yep.
get this stuff
Yep.
making money, so I don't have to work for anyone else again and draw somebody else's shit. Pardon my language,
Yep.
because
Yep.
it sucks. No offense to anybody I've ever worked with. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yep.
I just
Yep.
don't want to do it anymore.
Yep. Well, I'm getting to the point where I really, really want to. I get the desire is
Yeah,
overflowing, you
but
know?
hero is yours.
Yes, yes. I've got nobody standing over me. So, and that's kind of a relief, but it's a crutch in the fact that I can always say I can take my time. I can get to
Mhm,
it later.
mhm,
I can get to it later is probably one of the biggest hindrance in my ability to get stuff done.
mhm,
I'll do it later. I'll get to it later. I'll get to it when I have more time,
mhm.
you know? Anyway. So let me catch up on the chat. Then I want to announce something that's kind of cool. Well, some of you may already have noticed it, but Betty says, yes, I do tell them to send it anyway, and they hang up. Yep. Betty says to Penny, I can't hear them. I can't keep them long either. it's it's almost a skill to keep them on the phone for as long as possible. You've really got to find one that's naive enough or dumb enough to know, to think that you're falling for it, you know. But you also have got to convince them that you're the sucker they're looking for, you know. And I play a sucker really well. I play an idiot really well, guys. David says, that's what pisses me off with the scammers. They call me and hang up before I answer. These are the Pakistani scammers calling at hang up on you. Yeah, I actually had one tell me he was calling from Pakistan the other day, and I was like really shocked that he actually said that. Because I think I said, "Are you in India?" And he said, "No, I'm in Pakistan." I go, "Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know." Because they're either calling from one or two places. There are other places, but those are majority ones. Betty says to David, they send robocalls. They are just verifying you're a valid number. That's right. They're looking to see if somebody picks up the number, because then they can sell that number as one that somebody picks up on. So Penny says, why would they hang up before you answer? Happens to me too. They're just testing the number. They're just making sure somebody picks it up, because they can then sell that number as a valid somebody will pick up number. Just how it goes. That's like responding to an email. If you respond to a scam email, they're like, "Ah, we got them. We know somebody is no. We know not only does somebody read this email, they respond to it, and that's gold when it comes to scamming emails. Somebody who they know will read it and will respond to it. That's their target. If they send out a million emails and nobody responds, they could be a million dead email addresses. But if they send out one and somebody responds, they've got somebody. They know that email is valid. That email is something, because a lot of people don't trash their emails. Like, they don't get rid of them and use a new one like every week. The same thing with telephone numbers. Nobody uses their number and then stops using it. Once they know it's a good one, they will never give up on it. So, Betty says, then the real scammers call you. That's right. Absolutely certain. David says to Rosie, that's Fahrenheit. Betty says to Penny, robocallers. Yep. Yep. Manuel says, I love your art, Drew. Awesome artist. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. Penny says, yes, I always get robocalls. I answer with fake numbers. Then I finally get to a live person. Yep. There's all different ones out there right now. Sometimes it'll start with a robocall. Sometimes it'll start with a live person. The ones that I think are hilarious are where you get a live person calling, and as soon as you pick up, they say, okay, I've got an important message. I'm going to transfer you to this charity, or I'm going to transfer you to this organization for a robocall. It's like, you pieces of crap. You have a real person call me and then transfer me to a robocall line. Y'all are despicable. But they do that now. Betty says, lately a person calls and asks if you want to listen to a recording. Yep. I tell them no, you explain it to me, and then they hang up. I say yes to everything, guys. I do. But I always find it despicable that they use third parties to call people. And I tell them often. Rosie says, so chilly, only 108 days until spring, though. David says to Penny, scammers just harvest phone numbers and sell them to other scammers. And when they call me, I will abuse and cuss them out to the extreme. Yeah, it's because you're not going to change your number. But they know once they got you, they got you. You know, Betty gives Penny a thumbs up. Manuel says, I get another, I got letters, another want to buy my house. It was a scam. Yep. Yep. Bill says a lot of scams come from Jamaica. See, if I'm getting calls from Jamaica, I don't know it. I mean, unless they have a Jamaican accent, which I probably couldn't pick up anyway. But Betty says to Manuel, once I got a text asking me if I wanted to sell my PO box. That's funny. David says Jamaica does the PCH scams. Okay, I haven't gotten one of those. I've been told about them, but I haven't gotten one. So I'll have to keep an eye out for those. Deb says, that makes sense. Has anyone had their number spoofed by a scammer? Multiple times. Multiple times. I've gotten calls from people saying, hey, this number just called me. And I'm like, nope, wasn't me. It was a scammer using my number. Happens all the time. Glenn says, my record time to meet with them, to mess with them, was 45 minutes, including a 15-minute drive to the library because I didn't have a computer. I lied. That's funny. I've had at least 1 hour long call, and I made a video of it. But most of my calls usually last 5 to 6 minutes, and from time to time, I'll get them on, keep them on the. I try to keep them on the phone as long as possible. I'll get people stay on the phone 10, 15 minutes. But when I make my videos, I like to edit out like dead air and so forth. And a 12-minute call with a lot of dead air could become a 6-minute call real easy. So that's just the way it goes. Bill says, nano machines, invest in nano machines. David says, I had scammers call me on my own phone number. Yep, I've gotten a scam call one time where they were using my wife's number, which is really funny because our numbers are one digit different. Um, a lot of times I'll get a scam call where they're calling her number and then I'll miss it. And then they'll call my number because it's one digit after and they're just trying numbers. So I'll get the same number calling both lines. And yeah, it's funny. But yeah, I've never had them call from my own number, but I have had them call from my wife's number. So Manuel says, I get really letters from this person. I text my niece. She says it was scammed. Yep. Betty says to David, me too. Yep. Betty says, I haven't heard Jamaican on your videos. Nope. I haven't heard that yet either. I haven't gotten anything publisher clearinghouse, but you never know. I'm due. I'm due. Oh, hey, Phil from Milk. How's it going? Says just popped in to say hello. Sorry I've not been around much. It's all right, man. It's good to have you here. Phil from Milk, did you notice I logged into my Discord and responded to you? It took like 5 days, but I responded to you. Avery, I think he literally said, hey, Drew. And I responded, hey, Fear for Milk. 5 days later. But hey, at least you know I'm going in there every now and then and, once a month, checking it out, making. I know I'm bad. I'm so sorry, guys. Those of you who reach out to me on Discord, I try. It's like reaching out to me on Twitter. I rarely go there anymore. If you leave me a message on Facebook, not on Facebook, on YouTube, I usually will see it and respond to it. Or you send me an email. Betty sends me an email every now and then. Actually, the last one she sent was actually really good. I don't know. I don't remember if I responded back to her. I meant to, but I did read it. I did, check out what she was talking about, which was, it was really sad, but it's kind of what you expect. Betty says you had some money going your way. I wish. Oh, and Rosie says hi to Fearful Milk. Says hello, good to see you. Yeah, Fearful Milk's my buddy from across the pond. He's closer to Rosie's than we are. So I'm trying not to. Yeah, I don't want to dox anybody where they're actually at. I don't know Fearful Milk's actual like street address, but I know he's in one of those countries over there. So he's closer to her than we are. So. Glenn says, I was shopping at Sam's Club when I got a call from my landline in my kitchen. Oh, geez. I asked them what they were doing in my house. What did they say? If they came back and said, we're cooking dinner, I would have freaked out. I would have freaked out. But luckily, I've never had that happen. So that's crazy. Bill says the publisher clearinghouse scams tell you that you won $5 million, but you have to pay the taxes up front. Really? Okay. Well, I'll gladly pay the taxes. Do I need to write you a check? Or you want to use a credit card? I can put it on my credit card, my debit card. I can make up some numbers for you real quick. It's so funny. I know you guys have probably heard it. The one call where the guy called saying they were going to give me a discount on my cable service. All I had to do was pay $250 by check. And they actually called back a few weeks later because they hadn't received the check yet. They still have not called me back yet. So, and I was already, I've got my response all ready to go. Yeah, the check cleared. What do you mean you didn't get it? It cleared my bank, That's what I'm going with. Bill says, gift cards. Gotcha. All right, hold on a second. Betty sent something I can't see on the chat. Oh, okay. It's a little red face with eyes. Manuel says, hey, Drew. I don't. Your good friend live stream. Oh, sorry, man. Oh, I'm having issues keeping my eyes open. My eyes are very tired this evening. Did we lose Avery? Avery, you're not saying nothing. You're muted.
You're nonstop yapping.
Oh, okay. Well, I was catching up on the chat, so it's. I am so sorry. I do nonstop yap, don't I?
It's all right.
Yeah. Does it put you to sleep or does it keep you awake?
It puts me to sleep.
Okay. I was afraid you would fall asleep while we're.
No, no, I'm just sketching something.
Oh, okay. Okay. Something for you or something else?
Something.
Okay. Okay. It's not a hero sketch, is it?
Hell no.
The response would have been fine, just no. Hell no is a little excessive, Y'all, I'm trying to get him to sketch my character I have for a while now, and I know he'll do it eventually, but I think he's afraid I'll sell his sketch, and I won't. I absolutely won't. If it's a hero
Dude,
sketch,
you're
I won't.
never getting original art from me again.
One of these days I will. As long as the money's good enough, right? All right, let me catch up on the chat real quick. All right. David says, it's all good. All right, excellent. Glenn says, by the way, I'm in Colorado, north of Denver, currently at temperatures 40 degrees. 40 degrees sounds nice. That's just above freezing, so it's still nice and cool out. Bill says, go get some sleep. Yeah, I need to do that. I need to make, well, guys, I'll be honest with you. Lately, because I have to put out a video a day, that's my commitment to you guys, is a video a day. I'll either do it in the evening and post it so that it's scheduled for the next day. But I've had several days this week where I've said to myself, I can't do it. I'll just do it in the morning. And I actually had one video within the last week that went up late. It didn't post till 10:15 because I had made it that morning and had to, of course, do the compressing and had to do the upload and all the other stuff. And YouTube has to run their checks and so forth. So it didn't go up at exactly 10 o'clock. It went up at 10:15. And that's because I didn't make the video till that morning. I like to try to get them done in the evening so I don't have to worry about it in the morning. But I've been bad. I've been bad and running late. But the thing I wanted to say is, Avery, do you remember a few months ago, we did a live stream and I was celebrating that I had 2,000 subscribers?
Mm-hmm.
I just passed 3,000 today.
Awesome.
Isn't that cool?
Fantastic. That's great.
I meant to start it off by saying that, but I was like, I when I logged in, it was like 3,002, and I'm like, hot damn! I missed
Nice.
3,000, but yeah,
That's
there
great.
you go. We are cruising along. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love all the subscribers. I love everybody that comments. I love everybody who comes into chat. I love everybody who joins the live stream. You guys are fantastic. And I truly, truly do appreciate it. All right, I'm going to catch up on the chat real quick, and then we're probably going to wrap things up tonight. As Bill hinted, I am tired. So Pez says we get a lot of Bitcoin scams in Oz. Really? I have gotten the Bitcoin scam before. I had a call from a guy saying that my Bitcoin or my cryptocurrency account had been hacked and I needed to do something with it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, tell me more. And the guy's giving me the information. I'm like, I don't have anything Bitcoin related at all. So it's BS when they call me. Betty says, laugh out loud. You don't Lehigh talk. What? You don't Lehigh. I know she's trying to say something. Manuel says, hey, he back live, good friend Adrian. Okay. Betty says hi to Pez. Pez says good day to Betty. Glenn says, tell us about your store. Just curious. Oh, okay. Well, I will. Just give me a second. Let me catch up on the chat. David says, you would think with so many countries getting scam calls, the governments would block these scammers. Honestly, I think it's such a Herculean task to try to stop these calls. They're not going to do it. The government's not going to do anything about it. The government here, at least here in the US, did the national do not call list. Everybody was like, yes, they're doing something. It doesn't make a difference at all. They call you anyway. It's not going to stop them, you know? Unless the tech companies find a way to put a blocker on your phone to keep you from ever getting the calls, they're never ever ever going to stop. And I don't think the technology is anywhere near where it needs to be in order to identify where the calls are actually really coming from. They find too many ways to get around that, you know. Bill says, I can't ramble because I can only put up 200 words on chat. Can you change these settings, or is it YouTube controlling? Just wondering. I'm fairly certain it's YouTube that controls that. So Tango says, how long do you spend each day scam baiting? Oh, hey, Tango, how's it going? Um, on average, I get 5 to 10 good calls where I spend maybe 5 to 10 minutes talking to them. So you're talking, you know, an hour, maybe an hour and a half worth of actually talking to people. I take lots of calls that end up just being hangups. Those usually only last 15 to 20 seconds. But all my calls, once again, all my calls are them calling me. I'm not sitting here in front of a phone calling people. They're calling me, which, sometimes it's a curse, sometimes it's a godsend. So it all depends on, you know, what you feel, how you feel about it. Rosie says, "Yay, the fabulous. Well done, Andrew." That's fabulous. Yes, thank you so much. Bill says, "Have you met your watch time hours?" Oh yeah, a while ago. I don't actually even look at the watch time anymore. I keep track of the I keep the two numbers that I look at pretty much every day are, of course, subscriber count and returning viewers. I like to see that number steadily growing, and it's usually pretty steady. Those are the people that I make my videos for. The returning people, that's my target audience, is that. And as long as that number continues to be steady or growing, I'm happy. But those are really the only two numbers I care about. Manuel says, awesome, celebrate Drew 3000. Yes, thank you so much. Betty says, congratulations. Absolutely. David says, to Bill, I agree when you have good stuff to say. It's hard, I know. Nigella's here. Hey, how's it going? Hello, friends. Rosie says hi to Nigella. Manuel says, congratulations, Drew. Thank you, sir. Pez says, congratulations. Thank you. Yeah, I try really, really hard. Betty says the DNC registry is not working. The FCC says they will go against robocalling. It's not working. FBI tries to get the Jamaican PC scammers with Jamaican government. It did not work. I know. I think as long as everybody has a phone, everybody's going to get a scam call. Everybody's going to get scam calls. It's not going to stop unless the governments in the countries where these people actually call from do something about it. It will never stop. I know I've told the story numerous times. I started what I do scam baiting wise when a guy called me and I told him stop calling me, and his response was, we will never stop calling. And then my follow-up response was, well, then I will never stop screwing with you. And it's been that way ever since. I'm fairly certain I've gotten these calls for more than 5 years, but I have recordings that go all the way back to 2018 and a little bit before that. So that's 4+ years of me screwing with them and them still calling. So let's see. Nigella says Pakistani Comcast offers me job as a money mule for 20% cut. Oh, geez, Louise. Betty says scammers learn and evolve. Yes, they do. Betty says hello to Nigella. She says hi to Betty. And Penny says, do you want other scam bait? He says, do you watch other scam baiters? If so, who? Oh, absolutely. Betty and CJ Scams, Tagao, absolutely. Those are two of my favorite ones. I follow them. Somebody recently asked me if I knew Kit Boga. No, I don't know him personally, but I've seen many of his videos, and he's fantastic. There's a couple of the guys I've recently got turned on to. A lot of the bigger shows get into the sponsorship stuff, which I don't know if I'll ever get there. I don't know. But sometimes they do that too much, in my opinion. I'd rather just make videos and be entertaining. So, but you never know. One of these days, somebody's going to say, "Hey, we'll give you $10,000 to talk about our product," and I'm like, "Okay, I'll cash a check." But as of right now, nowhere near there. I just like doing what I'm doing, and I hope you all agree. Okay, so just to tell you, somebody asked about my store. I have a small comic book store here in Jacksonville, Florida. Small store located in a flea market. It's a really nice location. I sell comics, I sell DVDs, I sell Legos, I sell toys, I sell books, I sell whatever people are willing to buy. So, oh, Betty says, "Do you watch me?" Of course, absolutely. Scammer payback is good, says David. Yes, I've watched some of their videos. Yes. Um, what is the one I was watching recently? Crap, now I'm forgetting the name. Guys, I'm horrible at names. I barely remember my own. You know, if it wasn't for the fact that Tammy's so much better looking, I would forget her name too.
What?
Oh, I told you. I don't know if I told you or not. When I was wearing my Trevor Lawrence headband, somebody said, "Well, that's your long lost sister," and I said, "Oh, that's perfect. It's a great new character." And I didn't have a name for her. I'm fairly certain she's Tammy. I already forgot the last
Oh
name.
yeah, that okay.
Hawkins. Tammy
Tammy
Hawkins.
Hawkins.
Yes,
Tammy Hawkins.
Tammy
Nice.
Hawkins is my long lost
Do I
sister.
sound like a Tammy to you?
You notice he kept going.
Mm-hmm.
He kept going because he didn't know what to say at that
Have you
point.
posted that yet?
Oh yeah. That was this morning's video.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, that one was funny.
It was good. It was good.
We got to hear it before he posted it.
Yeah. I shared it with them. I shared it with the guys last night. We were
Hanging out in the green room.
just hanging out in the green room, screwing around, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was really good.
Hey, every now and then I do well. I try. All right, guys. I appreciate everybody coming in this evening. You guys are fantastic, and I just thank you for being here. We're going to go ahead and wrap up this evening. I hope everybody has a safe weekend. Have a good time. We got some holidays coming up around here, so everybody be prepared. I hope everybody's safe. Everybody, just everybody be good. Everybody be good and be safe. That's all I ask. And
Be
remember,
good.
if you ever get calls like the ones I share with you, either hang up on them or screw with them like I do. It's always fun. All right, have a good night, everybody. I'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye.